Sebastian Gorka joins us now. He's Deputy Assistant to President Trump, specializes in the terror front, Sebastian, if I can put it like that. He really went to town on this issue today, Sebastian. He said there's going to be, I'm trying to find it now, in a matter of days, we'll be taking
ISIS.
brand new action. What's that all about, Sebastian?
Well, look, the clock is ticking down, Stuart, on the plan, the Defeat ISIS plan deadline. We came into office and the President gave the Pentagon, General Mattis, our defense chiefs, 30 days to prepare the plan. The plan is practically ready. There's other measures that will be coming out with regards to the broader threat, but you just have to listen to the language. It was annihilate, obliterate, wipe from the face of the earth. It couldn't be more clearer in comparison to the last 8 years, don't you think?
Absolutely. Yes, I would say that that is very true, Sebastian Gorka. I also noticed that the President dwelt a little bit on the terror situation in Europe. He was holding up Europe and saying, look, we don't want to be like this. He got that from you, didn't he?
It's one team, Stuart. The point that has to be understood here is the original executive order about the immigration moratorium, the temporary halt. The point of good counterterrorism is not to react, but to prevent. And you heard it today straight from the Commander-in-Chief. We are taking these measures now to prevent something like the Nice attack, the double Paris attack, the Berlin Christmas market attack. We don't want that to happen here. We want to prevent that. And the conditions in Europe are an abject lesson in what needs to be done to secure America. You're absolutely right.
He mentioned Sweden specifically, and the mix-up about who said what and why, and the way the media had taken it. He also said that he'd been talking to an old-time friend of his who used to live in Paris, and he says Paris is no longer Paris. Are we going to get a reaction from the French government to that?
Look, if you talk to our French colleagues, if you talk to our European colleagues below the level of politics, if you talk to the operators, they know the threat to their nations. Stuart, you grew up in the UK, I grew up in the UK. My family used to go to summer holiday in France. That was where you went. You got on, you went on the ferry, crossed the channel. Compare the reality back then to today. You walk around Paris and what do you see? You see soldiers in combat fatigues holding assault rifles. Now, that's not an opinion, that's not hyperbole, that's the situation with our colleagues today in Europe. And we want to help them fight the fight, but make sure we don't have that level of threat here in America.
Exactly. So to sum it up, your job, as you see it, is to stop anything like that happening in the United States of America. That's it, right, Sebastian?
Absolutely. Here in the CONUS, the continental U.S., to make sure we have no mass casualty terrorist attacks here like the ones we've seen in Europe, and to help in the theater our Muslim allies. This is important. This is why the Islamophobia charge is so utterly fallacious and truly is fake news, because the President has said, we're not going to invade other countries, that's un-American, but we want to help our Sunni allies, whether it's the Jordanians, the Egyptians, the Iraqis, to defeat this threat for themselves. That's our plan.
All right, Sebastian Gorka, thanks for... I know you're a very busy guy these days, and we thank you for taking time to be with us this morning, Sebastian. Many thanks indeed.
Anytime, Stuart. Thank you.